Shemai everyone, it's JonnyVR here with another Big Finish review, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing Masterful, which is an audio drama celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Master's first appearance on Doctor Who. I will be reviewing the Standard Edition of Masterful, which contains only the core Masterful story. I've also been doing Time Lord Victorious videos throughout the past few months, and if you want to give Time Lord Victorious a go, check out my Time Lord Victorious playlist, where I go through each of the products and the cheapest way to experience the story. As always, the first part of this review will be spoiler free, then I'll give you notice when I'm going to go into spoiler territory, because if you've listened to this audio drama and you want to talk about it, let's have a discussion in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Just beware of potential spoilers when making a comment, so maybe put a spoiler alert on your comment to let others know. On to the spoiler free part of the review. This was easily one of the most anticipated Big Finish releases in early 2021, and the demand was so large for this that the Big Finish app and website struggled to deliver the downloads, and the Big Finish Twitter account had to ask the listeners for their patience. The story is split into 3 parts, Masterful Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3, making this story arc feel more like an event. There is an opening and closing theme to each part, but I think it's best listened to in one go like a huge master movie. The length is around 3 hours and 11 minutes long, with each part being 1 hour and a few minutes in length. Also included is the social media exclusive scene, which is around 2 minutes long. However, there are no interviews or music suite, which is a shame considering the cast that they have for this release, and the music is really good and suitably evil for the occasion. The greatest thing about this box set is the many incarnations of the Master that are present. Each one has enough time to show their strengths in the role as the Master, and the interactions between them are a good enough reason to get this box set. James Goss shows with ease that he can write for at least 7 or 8 versions of the same evil character in one story. It's a joy to listen to and a suitable celebration of the character. There are even very clever ways to explain why certain actors of the Master are not present. My only complaint is that they were not able to have all of the Masters all of the time, instead opting to put certain incarnations together. This isn't a bad thing, as it is for the purpose of the story, but it does mean that some incarnations disappear for long durations of the box set, and there are some Masters that don't get to interact as much. However, it is incredible that some Masters disappear for long durations, yet still feel like they're a big part of the story, showing just how well the characters and the storyline are written. That being said, the actual story of Masterful is quite complicated. It's definitely one that requires a lot of thought throughout the duration of the 3-hour-long story, and if you switch off, you may find yourself a little confused. Even with the explanations later on, I'll still need to listen to it again so that I can understand it better. There are also plenty of great plot twists that will make you question each of the Masters by the end of the story. This box set features John Sim returning to the role of the Master, and he does so effortlessly. Fans of John Sim's Master will thoroughly enjoy this as his debut on Big Finish, and it will be interesting to see if he returns for other stories. Other things that are sure to delight fans of the Master are the various references and callbacks to Doctor Who TV episodes that have featured the character. Overall, this release contains one of the best casts of a Big Finish box set, featuring as many Masters as it possibly could. Each of the actors in the cast puts on a great performance and reminds us why we love the villainous character in the first place, which in my opinion makes it a perfect 50th anniversary celebration of the Master and a must-buy for fans of the character. I'm now going to move into spoiler territory, so here is your spoiler warning. The first 30 minutes of the box set and the last 25 minutes or so feature most of the Masters on the cover all together in a scene, which in my opinion are the greatest parts of the box set, as they all scheme, laugh together and debate on whose tactics are the best. At around the half-hour mark, they are all time-scooped to different locations with certain Masters sticking together. It is all for the purpose of the story, but it does mean that some incarnations don't interact. I love how the original Master, played by Roger Delgado, was only not present because he threw Joe Grant into the time scoop instead. Anthony Ainley's Master is present through the amazing voice work of John Culshaw, who voices the robot Chameleon, and through his form-changing ability can not only do Anthony Ainley's Master, but John Pertwee's third Doctor in a scene with Joe Grant as well. They thought of the best possible ways for these incarnations to be present or mentioned in some way, and also make the way for Joe Grant to be in this box set as well. Other Masters that have only been portrayed by Big Finish, including Mark Gatiss, Alex McQueen, and Milo Parker, all showcase their ability in the role, and if you haven't seen them in other Big Finish releases, you don't need to. In particular, Milo Parker's young Master is a very interesting addition, as he is not as ruthless as the other Masters, with the view that his actions, such as killing, must be justifiable. He is definitely more controlled than the other Masters, and it's a time in the Master's life that is worth exploring more. In addition, Michelle Gomez is amazing, and her entrance is brilliantly performed. The box set complements the events of Series 10 of Doctor Who as well, as John Sims' Master didn't invite Missy because he doesn't want to become her. Jeffrey Beavers' arc in this box set is the most heartbreaking one, and he is joined by Eric Roberts, and they both give great performances in this phase of the story. The story is quite complicated for the most part, with different incarnations of the Master being time-scooped to different points in the timeline before the entropy creature destroys the universe. In the end, the creature is revealed that he is the Master's final form, just pure hunger, and all of the Masters have to defeat it, which resets the timeline. Now there's a lot to unpack here, so feel free to leave a comment on your thoughts. What I understand is that the series of events in Masterful that feature all of the Masters, creating the creature and destroying the creature, is erased. This makes the most sense to me, as all of the Masters die in the process, along with Jo Grant, who dies when Missy doesn't help her. So it would make sense that this timeline was erased and never happened, leaving the TV continuity intact, but it definitely warrants a re-listen. In addition, the Doctor is definitely the 13th Doctor in this timeline, as John Sims' Master defeated her by launching her into a sun. Overall, the complicated story definitely should be listened to again, not just for understanding, but for the performance of each of the Masters present. It's a great box set for all fans of the Master, both young and old. So there we are, that's my review of Masterful. Let me know what you thought of this box set if you've listened to it. Feel free to post comments about the story, but beware there may be potential spoilers there, so perhaps put a spoiler warning on your comment if you're going to talk about the actual story. If you're interested in giving Time Lord Victorious a go, check out my Time Lord Victorious playlist, where I go through each of the products and the cheapest way to experience the story, as well as reviews of the various stories. If you want to support that channel, you can do so by going to coffee.com/skybotfilm, where you can tip us the price of a coffee, which we'll use to get better equipment and make better videos for the channel. So with all that said and done, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!